Derek.
Hey, Trey.
Derek, wave to the crowd. Yep. We're playing injured this week. It's episode 61 of the Beyond the Curve DMX podcast. We're a little bit delayed because, well, this isn't moto related. This is job related.
Yeah, this is ridiculous is what it is.
So
I don't mind getting hurt on dirt bikes.
So we're a little bit delayed this week because my partner in motocross got hurt doing work. So we got a broken wrist, but you know what? We play injured. Just like the dudes in the motocross series do, they play injured.
Yeah, we figure it out.
So we have a very, very probably short episode today. We're going to talk about the last round at Millville, which unbelievable. That track is just awesome. It is almost like two separate tracks.
Yeah.
You have the left side, which I call like after the start, I guess it'd be the right side, the start, after the start, up until you get to the catapult. And then once you get to the catapult, that section's completely different.
Yeah.
Climbing Mount Martin and tripling and coming. There was a camera view at one point. They were on top of the hill. It was during one of the silent parts. It was like quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang, Michelle, that is really far down there. Like it is a big hill. And those guys just attack it. But we're going to talk about the racing. We're going to talk about some of the dramas. We're going to talk about what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to let Derek get back to letting his wrist heal. So how's everything going besides the fact that you broke your wrist? How's everything going?
It's good. I'm kind of upset we're not at PAX camp right now, but it is what it is. Injuries happen. There's only so much I can handle with one arm. But as far as, our racing side goes, pretty good. We picked up 2 new sponsors. We raced at Dade last weekend. We got a lot in the works, so we picked up Step Up MX.
Okay.
They're going to be doing all of our graphics, and really, really happy to work with them. They're up here out of Kissimmee, so a local graphics designer. They're gonna do all of our bikes matching, probably just different color schemes, but that's pretty cool. And then Onium Pro goggles, we picked them up as well. They wanted to take on the whole team, so typically they only work with pro riders, but we kind of did a video shoot with them not too long ago, and they decided to take us under their wing as well. So goggles and graphics, some pretty important stuff, so I'm pretty excited about that. So we're chugging right along.
Yeah, they're kind of, they're somewhat disposable products, so you have to have them. Like you're gonna rip graphics, you're gonna go through goggles. We try to use our goggles as much as we can, but at some point you're gonna go through them. So, well, very cool. Millville, always a crowd favorite, always a rider favorite. This year, track looked awesome, unbelievable. Because of national television coverage, which I think is cool. I think it's cool that NBC's highlighting the 450 class on a couple broadcasts, but that throws a kink in the whole day. Except this weekend, the 450 riders got a little lucky because they didn't have to ride in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So 450s, Jet gets hurt, goes out, and Chase Sexton looks like he can't be stopped.
And it seems like he's riding totally different. Like, he wasn't that aggressive when Jet was in there.
No.
I don't know if he just gave up when Jet was...
Except that one moto at Hangtown.
Yeah. One.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me that he's like... I don't know if he knew he couldn't win that championship versus Jet. So he just kind of laid low or what. Now he's in the fight, so he's riding like Jet. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's... He looks good. He looks good. Hunter looks good. There's AP. Jason Anderson made an appearance this weekend. How about Christian Craig? You kept saying.
Yeah, Christian Craig's coming back, and my wife loves Christian Craig. So, and AP, those two combined. I've said for weeks now, it's gonna progress.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't expect it to progress on this track. This track's hard. It's not Southwick, but it's a good mixture of it. He come out and impressed me. top 7. So
yeah, I mean, it's for where he has been.
yeah.
That's why I was so excited to say it, because like Mookie looked good this weekend. Like that, it looks. Thank God for the 450 Husqvarna team that I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure Nathan Ramsey has been like. They probably had a noose around his neck, and he's just like, I'm hanging on, and he can kind of slip the noose off because it's been a rough go. Casey Cochran this weekend in the
Yeah.
250 class. I mean, how about that kid? Like, he's so touted, and nothing's really happened. He's had some okay rides, but like factory Husqvarna's, there's some light. There's
Yeah.
some light at the end of the tunnel.
See, like Casey Cochran's always been mixed emotions for me. Good rider. I mean, the kid's very humble.
Yeah.
But he's never showed like real talent. I
Just,
mean, yes, he's
yeah.
fast, but I've never seen anything that like wowed me with him. But there's all this hype around him that he's so fast, you know, he's so good. I mean, he's got a factory ride.
Yeah.
This weekend was different. You know, he was battling with those guys,
Yeah.
but you know, post this race, there's never been anything that's blown my mind. I could never figure out why there's so much hype around him. But you know, if he keeps riding like this, then I understand.
Well, since we don't have like true results, we don't have our papers up.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way. Let's go through 450s. Let's go through teams. Factory Honda.
Well, I'm looking at 450 right now.
Okay.
What's actually kind of cool is the whole top 8 either went like 1-1, 2-2. You know, 3 and 4 went 5 and 3, 3 and 5, and then it's 4-4, 6-6, 7-7, 9-8. Like that, it was very, very consistent this race. There was good racing, but there wasn't much movement in the positions.
Well, factory Honda, we only have Hunter. Hunter rode good. Does he just not have the turn it up screw? Like, I'm here. This is my pace. I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to go any harder than that. And because like when he gets dropped, he gets dropped.
And I think there's something going on with Hunter because he does have fight in him.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen the fight in him, especially at the beginning of the series. But now it just, you know, he slacks off and he falls way back. And he just let Chase around in Moto 2.
Yeah.
That was very visible.
Did he let Chase around, or did Chase had never hit that inside berm as hard? I know
he railed that thing.
Oh, he railed it.
But Hunter knew Chase was there, so why would you drift outside when you know he's coming?
Yeah, but he never hit that berm that hard.
True.
Because Bubba said that, and I was like, dude, Chase railed that berm. Like,
he did.
Because normally he had jumped if he was going inside, because they would literally change. They would go inside, they would go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they would go outside and they would rail, and sometimes they would go outside and they would get stuck, and then they'd bounce.
Yeah.
And on the inside, they'd jump and then kind of flow through that berm. Chase hit that berm, and it was like he just railed it. And I'm kind of the impression, okay, maybe Hunter let him go, but also Chase hit that corner harder than he had hit it the entire moto. That being said, we can say Hunter stood up. In the bicycle world, when you give up, you kind of sit up in the saddle. Mm-hmm. Hunter sat up and let Chase go. But he couldn't hang on to him.
No, after that, there was no fight left in him. So, to me, that was letting him by anyway, because you know he didn't even try. Not that I don't think he wouldn't have caught him.
No,
I mean he did not have that pace.
No. So,
you know, you can look at it both ways. Like either he let him by or he didn't. But like I said, it doesn't matter because Chase was on fire. That almost looked like a Hangtown race again.
Yeah, and so so if we stay on the Hunter, I think Hunter's doing great. I just wonder, like, it's kind of what we've talked about with Deegan and Ty Masterpool. If someone is faster, you don't choke under the pressure. You just, if I'm here and they can't get to me, I win. If they get to me, I'll fight. But if they're faster than me, because we're real people.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just faster than you. Like it's okay. And if you don't have that switch, Dungy never really had that switch to go faster. He rode his race.
Yeah, Dungy was always just
Yeah,
the consistency king. I mean,
and if you are, you're gonna make a good living. You're gonna have a good factory life. You might even win some championships at some point.
mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with Hunter. I think Bubba does some great analysis. The one thing, whatever, if he says one-lined, if he says wrong words, if he says, the one thing, go back, when Bubba was a kid, he watched videos nonstop.
Yeah.
He analyzes this riding. This is what he does for fun. Where a lot of us, we have other hobbies. His hobby is he watches videos.
Yeah.
So he will analyze these races. And if he says he set up and he let him go, you kind of got to take it. But I also think sometimes, dude, at that point, Chase was like, this is mine now. I'm going to take this and see what happens.
Yeah.
So factory Honda, we only have one rider right now, and that's Hunter. Oh, we have a lake appearance.
It's okay. Go play.
Oh, we had the lake appearance. We had the lake appearance last week.
Yep.
We have a lake appearance this week.
Kids on summer.
Yep, summer break.
Summer break. There's nothing we can do about that.
Hey, but they only have a few weeks left.
Yes.
Might as well enjoy it.
It's going by quick.
I saw a teacher post the other day, I'm enjoying my last 2 weeks of sunrise walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, you could go for walks, but it ain't going to be a sunrise anymore. You're going to have to get up early.
It's crazy how quick it goes.
Yeah. So let's go. We'll head ahead and hit the winner, Chase. We'll go to factory KTM. Not a bad performance from factory KTM. Chase goes 1-1. Plessinger goes...
Takes a 4th overall. Plessinger was a 3-5.
3-5.
He was riding well.
Yeah.
A couple tip overs, I think, kind of messed him up quite a bit. But he's right there.
Yeah.
I don't think he doesn't have the speed of the top guys, but he can. He's just... Plessinger's different.
Yeah.
You know, he's a different guy, but he's so fast.
He's looking good. Chase did chase things. I can't believe in the first moto how much he dropped them.
Mm-hmm.
That was astonishing to me.
Yeah, he just rode away with it.
Yeah, just rode away and so I think
he can't do that consistently though.
No.
Like at all.
Well, he didn't get a good start in the second moto.
No, but he's never consistent with starts. You know, just his place in general.
Yeah.
Either he's up there. If he's up there, he can blow them away. But it's like he can't battle through the crowd consistently or, you know, efficiently.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what the issue is. Sometimes he jives with that bike. Other times it's like it's a foreign language.
Yeah, but I think overall KTM's got to be pretty happy. They go 1-4.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, if you're a factory team and your second rider's in 4th, because what are we thinking or not? There is a 1 and 2 rider.
Yeah,
there's a 1 and 2 rider at Honda. You know, there's going to be a 1 and 2 rider at Kawasaki next year. There's a 1 and I don't know about Husqvarna. I don't know who the 1 and 2 rider is at Husqvarna. But let's jump to Kawasaki. Jason Anderson. He makes an appearance this week.
Yeah.
He goes, what does he go?
4-4.
4-4?
For a 5th.
Yeah, that sucks. That's the motocross.
I always hate that.
That's the motocross gods talking to you. But 4-4. By the way, I liked his gear this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big pink guy, but I thought the pink gear looked good this weekend.
Yeah. I've always liked pink gear. You know, I've worn it quite a bit.
I wear pink shirts. I'm not scared to wear pink shirts, but I've never donned a pair of pink gear and thought, I feel like I would look like a hot dog.
Yeah.
If I wore pink gear.
Caleb wears a lot of pink gear too, so it's just one of those things that I've always liked. Mm-hmm. It's different. It makes you stand out.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's like wearing the all white gear.
Yeah,
I think all white gears.
I can't do all white gear.
I think it looks so good though.
It does.
It looks so good.
But it looks good for one lap.
Yeah, but Alpine Star knocking it up, but 4-4, not a bad performance. He was there for a bit and then he just kind of trailed off.
Yeah.
But it's funny to me. Everybody looks at Jason Anderson like this guy that just kind of goes through life of, they call him DGAF. You don't finish 4-4 in really hard conditions, up, downs, climbing, sand, if you don't care. Like, he's putting in the work.
Oh, yeah. he lives for it. I mean,
Yeah.
he always has. He's got grit. I mean, Jason Anderson's a royal badass. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't care. He's always going to be right there. He's gonna have seasons where he's not the best, but he's still top 10. I mean, no matter what.
So do you think he is excited or nervous that Prado may be his teammate next year?
I don't think it really. But I don't think much bothers him, except for on the track. You know, he's always even when he gets in his fights every year. He gets in a fight with
Oh yeah.
somebody. You know, that's just who Jason Anderson is. But I don't. You know, I don't think that he truly gets that angry. He just likes to start stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he's bankrolling so that he doesn't have to work when he's done.
yeah.
I mean, I understand that he is a very economically intuitive person, and
Mm-hmm.
he saves a lot, and he's made some good investments. And his goal is when I'm done. By the way, James Stewart, his daughter's name is Siggy, and when he's done, he's going to be daddy full time, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's out. Like, but
And I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I feel like he's got a couple good years in him
Yeah.
because he's obviously joined troll training. He's not really using Alex; he's using John, the kind of the head guy.
Mm-hmm.
But what a step up for troll training to have a guy who's, hey, look what we're doing with this guy.
Yeah, and he wants to race Europe before he retires.
Okay.
So,
Oh, is he the one that wants to race Europe?
yeah,
Okay.
and like
So does Hunter, right?
No, Barsha
Barsha
wants to move to Europe. His
Well, his wife
wife's
is
from
English.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he wanted to race over there a year before he retires too. But I don't think we see Barsha really going anywhere either. There was all this talk about him retiring because he was selling BAM land,
Yeah.
but I think that's just because he's training in Cali at this
Yeah.
point. So, yeah, back to Jason Anderson. I think you said I'm pretty sure that we got a few good years in him. He's not going anywhere. He's actually seems like he's putting in so much more effort now.
Yeah. And that's why
Than previous.
I wonder if because there's been a lot of talk between Eli, Anderson, Craig, Mookie, Barsha. There's a lot of guys over the next couple years. Chisholm.
Where is Barsha? Did I miss something?
He hurt his knee. He hurt his knee at because he wasn't at Redbud either. Yeah. Southwick. He did Southwick. He was going to take a little bit of time off. It doesn't need surgery, but he has to rest his knee.
I missed that somewhere.
So he's taking some time off just to heal without having to do the surgery, and then come back. I'm guessing they're all kind of like, hey, and that's the cool thing and the bad thing about this SMX. As long as you're in, you don't have to run the whole series.
Well, that's the thing at this point. Like, I don't think these guys care about running for championships anymore. They do.
Yeah,
it's a good payout, but not like SMX is where the payouts at. Yeah. I mean, I think these guys are all so geared towards SMX now that, you know, why waste our time on a championship that gives us, what I hear, it's like $500,000.
250, 450 side, you can probably make $1 million bonus gear.
Yeah, it's all bonus and stuff like that. But the actual championship through Feld or whatever only pays out like $500, I believe, for the 450s.
Okay.
Phil Nicoletti did a thing on Gypsy Tales about it.
Oh, okay.
And he did a big breakdown of what it costs or what it pays to win a main event, Supercross, for 450s, and it's only like $12,000.
Yeah, it's like 12.5 and like it's not
good money. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but you know these guys are paid by bonuses and
it's
factory.
It is a very dependent industry on the bonus structure.
Yeah,
on
literally
factories and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But we've covered Cowie, we've covered Honda, we've covered KTM,
Star Racing,
Star.
We haven't got them, but we got Justin Cooper,
Justin Cooper is making a name for himself.
Yeah, and they were talking about it's contract year for him, and they're like, you know, he's battling for that boy ain't gonna lose contract.
I hope not.
I mean,
I hope not.
He's always there. He's a good rider. You don't hear from him.
Well, you don't have anybody in their 250 side that needs to come up.
No.
You don't have. There's no one in the pipeline. I don't think there's any rider that they're going to look at and go, we want that rider. Like right now, they have Cooper and they have Eli. At this point, you have Justin doing yeoman's work out there. I don't know if he doesn't have an extra gear. I mean, honestly, I have nothing for Justin Cooper. I find him amazingly boring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. He's a great rider, but he offers me nothing. I get no insight from him. I get nothing. Like there's nothing. He doesn't bring me joy as a fan.
It's just his job.
Yeah.
It's literally his job. He goes out there, he races, he's done, he goes home.
And if he gets and I know, I guess from what they were saying, it's not position, it's how many podiums.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of if he finishes third, it's a podium incentive for him. Well, if that's the only incentive that is necessary for you to maintain your contract, I would guess my goal would be to make sure, I don't care if I'm on the bronze spot on the podium, I'm going to try to do my damnedest to be on that bronze spot of the podium for the rest of the season.
Did you hear all the talk about the scoop tire?
Yeah.
It was like a fight.
Because he didn't use it.
Yeah, he doesn't like the scoop tire. And it was a fight, between him and the team manager. I think they literally were at each other's throats about the scoop tire, and finally he agreed to put it on. And look, he pulls a whole shot and leads the race for how many laps?
And because he is I hate to say this, he's a very start dependent rider.
Yeah, I mean he led that race for Moto 2 for 6 laps.
Yeah,
it's quite a bit of laps in an outdoor moto.
Yeah, especially there are over 2-minute laps, so he led for almost 15 minutes of the moto.
At least half the race. So I think maybe he now understands what they're talking about.
Yeah. Now next week at Washougal, they ain't gonna be running the scoop. No one's gonna be running a scoop at Washougal.
No,
they might be running a trials tire at Washougal next weekend.
You'd be surprised though. Like I think because the scoop tire with these starts, I think a lot of them are just bulldogging through it because the start that they're getting with that scoop is just
but that track is so icy.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't even. It'd be like running scoop here at Tampa.
Yeah,
Tampa's hard packed, and it's like it'd be like running a scoop on concrete.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be like, hey, why don't you take off down your asphalt driveway here and turn right real hard?
Yeah, see if you can keep the bike on.
And then my question is, if really the only problem with the scoop is its side knobby capability,
hey Dunlop,
why aren't you developing? We can run this tire everywhere. If you just give us some side knobs.
I'm gonna guess that they're probably in development on that. They got the MX-14, which is what they're running right now.
And they say it's way better.
I look for an MX-16 with big side knobbies on it.
Yeah. Just why not? Why not? And then all of a sudden you're not gonna need an AT82 or MX32 or whatever.
The MX34 is what we're all running now. That's their new their new tire, and it is a big combination of both of those tires. Yeah. It's got a lot more knobs on it. It can move more dirt as it goes, but it's nothing like the MX-14 that's just brutal.
But Justin Cooper's having a good summer. Where is he overall? I mean, he's
see if I have that. Yeah, I do. Third.
He's third. I mean, that's not a bad season for an unheralded guy. Yes. That is not a bad season.
So he's like 60 points down from first.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
No.
But you get a crash and it's not impossible.
No, I mean, and as hard as Chase is pushing to dominate.
Mm-hmm. Hunter's only about 13 points down.
Yeah. So but he's having a good year. As I say he just does nothing for me, but dadgummit, man, he's just a worker. He just goes out there and just puts in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing exciting about him at all, but he just goes.
It's like I said, it's like a job. Like I'm pretty good at my job, but I go, I do my work, I come home.
Yeah.
People might praise me as I'm doing my job or after I'm done, but to me, it's work. Like I want to come home, I want to do my motocross stuff. So.
I feel like he goes home and he sits and he watches some 1980s sitcom.
Yeah,
like that's just what I picture of him. Like
it's literally like that, and that's what I gather from him is racing is a job. It's not what he. It's almost like a Villapoto. Like Villapoto always said, I didn't choose this career. You know,
Yeah.
it's not what I want to do, but I'm good at it. You know, might as well get rich while I'm doing it. I always had a hatred for Villapoto because of that, because there's so many guys that like myself that would like to be in his shoes
Mm-hmm.
that actually love it. I think Villapoto has now changed his mind. Like
Yeah.
it's something he loves now,
Yeah.
but he's not racing. So, but I see Justin Cooper like the same thing, kind of like a spitting image.
So, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Red Bull. There is no gas. Husqvarna.
Yeah, Malcolm was not impressed.
Wasn't impressive, but he also wasn't out of. I mean, he wasn't he top 10 again.
Yeah, he was 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Craig beat him. Craig was 7th. Malcolm was 10th, but Malcolm getting lapped was
Yes.
not
Yes.
usually
I was like,
something you see.
Malcolm's getting lapped. So did he go down? Did he?
And when he was getting lapped, like it didn't look like he was even riding.
Yeah.
I don't know if he went down, but it was like I said, it was not impressive.
No.
He might have been so Moto 2, he was 35 out of the hole. So maybe he did go down on the start.
Yeah.
You know, it might have messed the whole race up, but yeah, I don't know. He finished 15th in second moto, 8th in Moto 1. 8th is pretty normal for him. 15's getting pretty low.
And to get lapped, that's the part that when Chase was coming by, I was like, wait a second, they're lapping Malcolm right now?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Like Christian Craig, I love Christian Craig, love the family, but Malcolm is better than Christian.
Should be. In a sandy outdoor track, Malcolm should be.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just an off day. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it happens, and maybe Big James just wasn't on him hard enough.
But who else we got? Well, let's cover some Suzuki. Not a bad day for Suzuki. McElrath and Chisholm. Chisholm actually had a good weekend finally.
Yeah. How about that? How the heck you, Harry Koulos?
Oh, Harry Koulos?
Yeah.
Man, that
a good ride.
Yes, and the fact that he's doing that, but also
where's he from? Estonia,
but he's racing in Brazil.
Yeah.
In the Arena Cross series.
But he's back here
doing motocross
in between.
And he's going to qualify. I think if he has a couple more good rides, he's going to automatically qualify for SMX.
And I think they were saying that's his goal.
Yeah.
Is just to get into SMX.
How cool is that? Like, and he's always got a smile on his face.
Yeah, and it's such a big change going from them tiny little Arena Cross tracks indoors to the brutal outdoors up here. So,
and just having a blast. Just, I'm sure he's getting a little bit of help, but it's pretty much self-funded, and he's just wanted to do it. He did some last year, and he's just having a.
If he gets into SMX, I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah,
you know.
Muck off. We got Garrett Marchbanks and Phil Nicoletti. I tell you, Garrett is doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Phil's doing what Phil needs a few more points. I really don't want Phil to have to run the last chance qualifiers, but I think if he keeps having the weekends he's having,
I think he'll be okay.
He's going to be okay.
He finished 8th this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me look at, because we can look at SMX points.
But yes, the Harry Koulos, Phil Nicoletti, that battle, getting into the final 21 or 22, is it 22? 20. Top 20 are in. That's pretty.
They have here, top 20, and then I don't know what the second line is. So there's 20 to 30. They're still like bold black.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's the LCQ.
Yeah.
Trying to look for. Nicoletti's in. He's 16.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So our last 20 is Grant Harlan. So that Harry Koulos is 21 right now.
So he needs a couple more good weekends and he's in.
Yep. So the last one's Derek Kelly in 30th.
Derek Kelly's been having some good weekends.
Yeah.
He had some good rides.
Cianciarulo's still 22nd, which he's obviously
out,
not going to be in there. So that'll move everybody up. That puts Garrett Marchbanks in the 30 spot.
Okay.
Um,
And now here's the question: where is Garrett Marchbanks? I guess he's probably lost too many points in the 250s because if he can automatically qualify for the 250s, then it'd be like, okay, because since he's running,
he's 20th right now in the 250s.
so he's
So
probably
he's
gonna
right on the bubble.
so he's probably gonna get bumped out
Yeah.
because there's what 4 rounds left. So
Everybody behind him. See, Phil Nicoletti's 23rd in the 250s.
yeah, he's gonna stay 450s though. He's
Yeah.
already said he's
So
gonna
like
stay.
Cameron McAdoo is 21. You know, I'm thinking, looking at all the people that aren't even here. Seth Hamaker,
Yeah.
26. So yeah, Ty Masterpool's already in on 250s.
Is he? What about 450s? Oh, he's in on 250s. Where is he at?
He's 11th, so he
He's
should be good.
solidly in. Yeah.
Yeah, on 250s already.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really beat that. Max Anstey's in on 250s. Nate Thrasher, Casey Cochran, Nick Romano, which is mind-blowing. Joey Savacci, Garrett Marchbanks. So, like, top 10 are typical top 10. Deegan, Kitchen, Tom Vial, Joe Shimoda, Chance Hymas, Jordan Smith, Pierce Brown, Jalik Swoll, Julian Bemaire, and Ryder D. Top 10.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm anxious to see this battle.
Yeah. Well, those battles to not have to go to the LCQs after them highlight. I think it's funny they highlighted that Phil Nicoletti thing last year of him having to go to every LCQ and like go through that process to get in each one of those. And I think that really turned some heads, you know, because everybody's watching and then they're like, oh, it's fine. They let so many riders in last year, blah, blah, blah. But then this guy, Phil Nicoletti, had to qualify every race through the LCQ. And I think it's like, dude, I could go there and not make it in.
Mm-hmm.
And this payday is too. So I think that trying to get into that top 20 has become way more important than, okay, well, we'll go race the LCQ. I think it's now like, dude, I don't want to have to race the LCQ. If I can get in the top 20, I don't want to have to do that. And I think Phil, for as stubborn and grumpy as he is, I think that them highlighting those races last year really put a shine on how important it's going to be. So you're seeing guys that, like Harry Koulos, like, hey, it was fun last year. I did some races and I was close. And now it's like, I want to get in the top 20 in points so that I don't have to, I can just come race these.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get paid. I'm going to make some money. But that also brings up, with the fact that there's 17 Supercross rounds and basically 22 motocross rounds, there's guys that are able to get in only by doing motocross.
Mm-hmm.
And do they have to balance it out? I know Mathis talked about it this week of, hey, man, maybe we'll just wait for this NBC deal to be done and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, what's the right answer? But it's brought some excitement.
Yeah.
And they're paying these guys. So, I don't know.
I like it. It's brought change to the sport.
Yeah.
It's there's aspects of it I don't like. I mean, you know, everything's so dependent on this SMX at this point, but and the crowning of a champion in 3 races is, you know, with triple points at the end is kind of a BS ordeal to me. But all in all, I mean, it just adds more racing for the fans, and it's fun to see these guys get good payday.
And it actually counts versus, cool, we all enjoyed Monster Cup, but it didn't matter. Well, now they don't have to worry about...
Monster Cup was one of my favorite races.
Yeah, but it didn't matter.
No, it didn't. It was literally for $1 million, but that was the thing. Like, the racing in Monster Cup was unbelievable all the time, just because of the big payday at the end. You know, either you win them all or you win nothing.
Yeah.
But it was awesome to watch that race. That's one of the races I always wanted to go to.
But I think it was also dependent. Hey, if we didn't want to go this year, we're not sending our rig out and we're not going to race. Well, now, if you're an SMX and you're a factory team, you're coming.
Yeah.
You're coming. So, cover 450, we cover SMX 250. The ever-changing hairstyle of Levi Kitchen and the ever-changing that he can't, I've trained with them. Oh, wow, we got a Cardinal.
Yeah, it's been hanging around here quite a bit.
You got a family of them. I saw the husband and wife. Um, the ever-changing narrative of Hayden Deegan and his fans. Well, I believe Levi Kitchen hung in there this weekend, went 1-1, and now he has no hair. So it's like
It's more aerodynamic now. He doesn't have
yeah.
spots all over.
Oh, look.
No, I'm impressed. Levi is now doing what I think he should be doing. He looks a lot better. The way he's been. They did say they stiffened his bike up a lot.
Yeah.
He was struggling with how soft it was, and I believe it. You could see the struggle that the beginning part of the season up to this point he was struggling quite a bit, and now he looks a lot more like Supercross.
Yeah.
A lot more confident. I don't think Hayden could have beat him.
I don't know, man. I still think
Hayden's fast.
Hayden is fast. I still think Hayden is the fastest rider in the class.
I do. I don't think this was his weekend. Now he did come through the pack. You know, he had that crash, and we'll get to that. But
he came through the pack a lot.
He did.
With a bike. We know Star's bikes are miraculous.
Yeah, and they say that he lost power. He was probably losing power, maybe a little bit. That exhaust was still on there. Yeah, it was probably cracked.
It looked like a rally exhaust. It was hanging down
and sticking out. I mean, I'm sure he lost a little bit of power, but they were all worried about the bike not surviving. That bike will survive that.
Yeah.
You know, that exhaust, the slip-on was still there, and you can map those bikes on the fly. A lot of people don't know that. You press, they have a 3-map system. You can select through 3 different maps on the fly. You need to lean that bike out or richen it up. You can do that on the fly.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they already have it programmed for certain aspects. I don't think he was the fastest. He was fast. Yeah. Yes, I think he was the fastest out there, but there was a lot of stalling with him too. Like I don't think that he was the fastest guy Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion. But at this point, he has been the fastest guy.
And what's crazy is on a weekend that he doesn't have his best weekend, he still gains points.
Yeah, everybody else screwed up enough that, this was where Vial and obviously Chance Hymas couldn't.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that, but this is where they should have, like Vial pulling off because of his shift lever. Why pull off? Yeah. Figure it out. You're ahead of Deegan and you pull off to fix your shift lever. I get if you can't shift, but in the real world, the real racing world where you can't just pull off and change a shift lever, you would figure it out. You'd put that bike in third gear and just go. Stay ahead of him somehow.
Yeah.
And why take the risk of losing those points? I don't know if there's a little bit too much whining in him. I like Vial, but
this is scary to say. He's French.
And I was gonna say it.
He's French.
Dylan Ferrandis has the same.
Yep.
Muscan was like everything has to be perfect.
The French. There are cultures. They're not stereotypes. They are cultures.
I'm sorry. Look at Deegan. Kick that damn exhaust back where it's somewhat supposed to be and went. He's not going to pull off to have his exhaust fixed. He's not going to pull off to have his shift lever fixed.
Yeah.
Do you remember years ago? Was it Dungy?
Reaching
down and shifting with his hand.
Yes, at Monster Cup.
Yes. So, why? Yeah, at a race that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So why are you pulling off in a national that does matter? You have the opportunity to gain points on this guy.
A lot of points.
Yeah. Shift with your hand or do something.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. That's one thing that irritated me. I get so angry when I see these guys that Joe Shimoda, I kind of understood that a little bit if you have a bent caliper.
Yeah. Yeah, or
a rotor, I mean.
You've either got to cut the brake and not have front brake, or you got to replace it because, dude, those brakes will... I've ridden with a bent caliper.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Or just be dependent on your back.
You know? But if the problem is if it's warbling, it hits, and all of a sudden you're stopping when you're not trying to stop.
And that's the other thing. Like,
and you lose the gyroscopic propensity.
If it was hanging up, I understand it. But if it just wasn't working, then figure it out. That's one thing I'm just not... I can't understand why these guys are Like Joe did so good in the first moto. Why are you guys ruining this stuff just to
The benefactor
have it perfect?
The benefactor of all was Kitchen.
Yeah.
And he gets some confidence. They're going literally to his home track this weekend. I mean, I remember, I think I saw an interview one time when he was a kid. He would just like ride from his house to the track because it's like right there. It's like the Martins, like living at a track, you know. And I just, they did nothing this weekend to stop Deegan from continuing his rhetoric, continuing his role. Like, this is his championship. Like,
yeah.
It's his championship to win or lose at this point.
When they had every opportunity to seize the moment, none of them did. So, you know, we'll get to that wreck. The big hype around, you know, Chance took me out.
Yeah,
Chance didn't take him out.
I hope to God they've gone back and looked at the video and said, you were behind.
Yeah. Chance had his leg out.
Yeah.
Going around the turn.
Because he about came off the bike.
And your wheel sucked his leg in.
Yeah.
Luckily, he pulled out of it. But yeah, I'm sure it did not feel good.
Because Chance now is injured.
Yeah, it was the thrust of the bike that ripped his leg back out of Deegan's. It looked like, it was hard to tell, but it looked like it either wrapped into the fork or into the spoke, and his bike ripped it back out.
Yeah.
That is not comfortable feeling.
No, because there's like a lot of damage that can occur from the knee down.
Yeah, just from the pulling.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, he took me out and he's got one coming.
Yeah.
That is irritating. Like, get off of your horse, and racing incidents are going to happen. Are you going to attempt to take everybody out that accidentally wrecks you or that you collide with? You know, you could have laid on the brakes just a little bit and prevented all of that.
Yeah.
But instead, he's seen that number plate, and I think it was Deegan. Screw it, I'm going to shove into him.
Well, here's the deal. His family is a racing family.
Mm-hmm.
They've grown up around racing.
Yeah.
I am sure that at some point his dad came in from one of his races and said, yeah, he had the corner, or I had the corner. I was in front, and the guy hit me. Kind of the rule of racing is if you have a wheel on somebody, you're inside of them, you have position, you have the corner. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the, whether or not you take somebody out or do it, but if whoever's in front kind of owns the spot.
Yeah.
You don't know if that guy, I may own the spot, lock up my brakes, come out of control. If you hit me, yes, I lost control, but you hit me.
Yeah. And it's not like Chance was cutting down.
No, he
was literally riding out the turn.
Yeah.
You know, Deegan just, truthfully, was not cutting hard enough.
And there's no way at that speed, coming around that corner, that Chance Hymas thought through his brain, I'm going to stick my leg out.
Yeah, I'm going to try to kick him over.
Yeah.
You know, that is not the goal. It's a good goal to break your leg. I mean, he's not that stupid.
No. Chance
is fast. He's young, but he's got good ride ethics. So don't, you know, the fact that he's keeps saying stupid shit like this is so irritating.
And the funny thing is, his fans love him, but the other side that just want to see him race, the comments I see on X and different things, like, dude, please just shut your mouth. Like, just stop. Like, go watch video. It is ridiculous. It's like, no one's out to get, the only reason people are out to get you
is because of your mouth.
Because you don't shut up.
Yeah.
Like, yes, cool, we need a villain. We had Dale Earnhardt. We had Paul Tracy in IndyCar. We have right now in Formula One the best driver in Formula One. He's the most arrogant guy there is, but he's good. We need those people. But you also, right now at Formula One, Verstappen, he's struggling because teams are starting to catch up. He's struggling learning how to not be the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Go win the championship. You don't have to win every moto to win the championship, because these guys can't put together 2 motos in a row to gain points on you.
Mm-mm.
So just just back out a little bit, start in third. We know what happens the last 15 minutes of the moto. Like, you're going to win by 10 seconds. Just hang in there. I mean, you came all the way back to where you third.
Mm-hmm.
with a bent up bike. Like,
Yeah, and he
you're
finished
really
second
good.
overall. Like, what are you worried about?
Yeah, you're really good.
Yeah, he's putting himself in these positions, and then wants to harp and cry about it because it didn't go his way. Well, I'm sorry, but racing's not going to go your way,
No.
and I think there's a lot in him that he doesn't know how to lose either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's now at the point where he thinks he's the most dominant guy out there, and losing is not even an option. But why? Look at the big picture. If you're in this for the championship to show that you're the best, just ride your races
Yeah.
and do what you got to do instead of putting yourself in positions to possibly lose the championship.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us doubt him. I don't think any of us don't think he's the number one speed guy. I think his racecraft is actually pretty good because he finds lines. Like, it's amazing some of the lines he will find.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good. Dude, you have got to just, if you want to be the black hat guy, that's fine. Being the black hat doesn't mean you go threaten people that did nothing to you. You crashed. You had a first turn crash in a race. Like, it happens. It is what motocross is. Chris Alley,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, there's nothing like watching 40 guys go into, and he showed a video this weekend of the guys coming into the first corner. And it's stupid.
Yeah.
It really is stupid. What do you think's going to happen? It's astonishing that it doesn't happen more often.
Oh, it's mind blowing. But when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not very often just one guy goes down
Well,
from the start. When one guy goes down, it takes.
I didn't hear Masterpool. I didn't hear Pierce Brown. Who else went down? There was like 10 guys down. I didn't hear them say, well, Hymas has got one coming now because he caused me to crash.
Why can't they say that Deegan's got one coming because he's the one that actually crashed?
Yeah.
So
although he did a great eject.
Yeah,
that was astonishing.
He's pretty good at ejecting off the bike. It always throws him one way or another.
But I the rhetoric is getting tiresome.
Yeah.
The rhetoric is, dude, you're good.
I don't care to watch the 250 podiums anymore because I don't even want to hear what he has to say. Because it's never anything good.
I actually walked my dog during his because I just got tired. I didn't want to hear it. Because I knew I was going to see it on X. I knew I was going to. It's not fun. I listening to some of the other guys, it's entertaining. You're going to get some cool stuff, and then he comes up and he's like, "Yeah, man, he's got one coming," and I'm like, "You finished second overall. Like, you're destroying this championship. Like." It's not even close.
I hope Chance does have one coming, and then I hope that Deegan wrecks himself out just for acting the way that he is. Like, I think he needs brought back to reality. You can't just go out there and bulldog everybody, and you wonder if the AMA is actually paying attention to that.
Yeah.
They're fining and docking and doing all this other stuff, but is there going to be penalties for retaliation?
Yeah.
For something that
that's
in his own mind.
Does he do it in practice? Because, like, there's one thing when there's not a lot of cameras on during practice, but you do it in the first month. We're going to a track next week that he had an amazing ride last year.
And if Chance is hurt, it doesn't really matter anyway. But I don't know that. I mean, he'd have to be hurt pretty bad to not finish out this championship as close as he is.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard any updates on.
I haven't either, actually.
Injury.
But Masterpool had an off weekend.
Yeah, he's like an 8 and a 10.
I wonder if they talked about it. He talked about how he had just kind of got when that race where he beat Deegan or won the race, and the second moto for the first 15 minutes felt good, and then kind of. I wonder. And they talked about how it can just kind of build and you kind of can't catch up. I wonder if he is needing that week off. Like, okay, we got to get through Washougal and I got to try to regroup.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if it's because he just didn't kind of really look like himself. And it could have been starts. It could have been other things, but he just didn't look. He wasn't that upfront guy.
No, he was kind of like where he would be on HPI.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
still good, just sluggish
yeah.
for sure.
Casey Cochran looked good this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Shimoda looked good at times this weekend.
Anstey, I mean, came out with a fourth.
Anstey, thank God, because the
He
guy
hated it.
he's talking smack about one of the best bikes in the industry and how I just can't figure it out. And it's like, dude, you're a professional. You have raced all over the world.
Yeah, you got to
Hop on the
figure the
bike and
bikes
go.
out.
Like,
Everybody knows the Star Racing bike. The Star Racing 250 is the fastest bike
yeah,
out there. I mean, you can watch those things pull. And I've rode Caleb's 24 250, and that thing's just it pulls something fierce.
Deegan's winning on that bike.
Mm.
There's probably nothing wrong with that bike.
No, it's just you're not used to it. I get it, but
yeah,
figure it out. These guys have to have such a perfect bike. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
It's almost a little bit annoying. I get a little tired listening to them talk about, oh, we're working on this work. Like, dude, you just won. Or you finished second.
Testing and bike
Yeah.
changes, and real good riders can jump on any bike and go out and win.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back down to our amateur side of things. Like every week, we're out racing Dade or wherever we're at, and Caleb is part of the Robert Noah Foundation, and they bring one of Robert's bikes for Caleb to ride all the time. So he'll go from his bike to you never see the kid complain. Yeah, it's not comfortable, but
Yeah.
he still goes out and dominates races. So why can't these guys just be happy with what they got? I understand it's fatigue, but you're not you're racing dirt bikes, you're not racing
Yeah.
Cadillacs.
Well, I want to take this line and I can't take this line because my bike's not right. Well, then find a different line. Like, be creative. The tracks are pretty wide. Be creative.
Make the bike work in that line. Aren't you're a professional rider. You're supposed to overcome and adapt.
Can you jump? Can you pop a wheelie here? Can you go to the inside versus the outside? I don't know. I mean, I understand because following car racing for so long, sometimes the car is just not good. But I also see like Pato O'Ward in IndyCar. He's sometimes the only Chevy in a field of Hondas that's doing well.
I think cars are different when it comes to dirt bikes. Like cars, if the car's not right, like you're driving the car.
Yeah.
You're inside of the car. The bike, at a professional level, you should be moving that bike and doing what you can manipulate that bike. You can't really manipulate a car to an aspect. We're talking 2,500 pounds to 200 pounds.
True.
It's a big difference. Like to me, at a professional level, you should be able to move a bike, to an extent of where you need to, instead of constantly complaining because your suspension's a couple clickers off and it's just too soft or it's too hard, or maybe it's you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something with your training. You're being too easy. I don't know.
Anybody we need to cover we haven't covered?
I don't think. Tom Vial was kind of screwed himself. We already talked about that. I mean, between the shift lever and going down, and he can't hold a moto together. Not two motos.
No, it's crazy, and it's crazy because they had such a different. The first moto track was awesome. Second moto, it was obviously very slippery. The rain started coming down at the end of the 450 moto, and it was really coming down.
Mm-hmm. Ryder D did really well. Dylan Schwartz with a fifth.
Yeah,
that was good. I like that. What did he do? A 10 and a 6 to get fifth.
Yeah.
Ryder D was 12 and 5 for fifth.
Yeah, I
sixth. Dylan Schwartz was
Ryder
fifth.
D. It's funny. He joked about like, where do you ride in the Bakersfield? The guy's a decent mud rider.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's not from that. And I guess it's just one of those, like, maybe the track comes to him a little better, and when he can slow down and ride it, like, versus all out speed. But no, there's the 250 class is still fun, but I will say right now, with Jet gone, and you hate to say that because Jet's so good, but he almost made it uninteresting because you kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now it's it's kind of exciting. I hope Sexton doesn't turn it into a boring series again, but he's leaning that direction. We'll see what happens at Washougal. But really, we'll see. I mean, it's
Yeah, outside of the top 10 was Jalik Swoll, Joe Shimoda, Pierce Brown, Chance Hymas, Dax Bennick, Joey Savacci, Nick Romano in the 20th. I mean, that's not really surprising at this point, but
yeah. Swole is a little surprising because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That we got Swoll, Shimoda, Pierce Brown, Chance Hymas, Dax Bennick.
that's got to be because of that crash in
All of
Sacramento,
those
right?
outside of top 10 that's pretty significant.
Yeah,
For factory rides like that to be.
and that's got to be because of that massive crash at the start of
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento. It's got to be. It's also they were talking about roll offs versus tear offs, and they really touched on that this weekend. And it's kind of one of those things like, especially for the factory guys, they have to kind of have all those contingencies. Like, here's what we're gonna do if.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like them saying Justin fought him about the scoop tire. This is what we're going to do. I understand this is what you want to do, but this is what we're going to do because this works.
This is our bike.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, this is our bike.
And like, I know they're individual guys, but like, well, I like this. I like this. Well, I don't care if you like it. This
we're paying you to ride this bike.
We're running roll offs, or we're gonna run 3 sets of laminates and on the tear offs. Like, I don't know. I don't know what happens, but it also gives you Deegan crashed, and he wasn't one of the first guys to get up. And it makes you, as much smack as we talk, or honesty we talk, it makes you appreciate how good he is, that all those other guys also had problems, and he came back to where he came back to.
Yeah.
We don't know if the bikes were messed up. We don't know if, but his desire to go to the front cannot be denied. He is a really good rider. He could be, I don't even know if James Stewart and Ricky and Chad, I think he's more of like an 80s mentality. Like, it's more of his dad's mentality from like the privateer 90s, like no respect. You're riding on a factory team, dude. Like, yes, you have respect. Someone thinks you're good enough.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the early days of Bubba, his winning days, he was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
With what he said, and he was constantly out to get people, and the battles with him and Chad, those two hated each other. Good friends now, but they hate each other on the track, and there was a lot of miscommunication with him and Ricky, and so you get aspects of that from Deegan, but he's an old school. You see a lot of his dad coming through. His dad was a prick.
Yeah.
His dad, the Metal Militia days, he did a lot of screwing people over. I don't think Deegan's doing that. I'm not saying he's doing that, but to have that mentality, that's your mentor.
Yeah.
So obviously it's going to rub off.
And there's a lot of like, the kid's a second year pro basically. He's already got a signature helmet from Alpine Star. It's like, there's going to be a lot of people coming after you because you're getting things that most 250 riders don't get.
Mm-hmm.
What other 250 rider has a signature helmet?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and
it's not even out yet.
What other 250 rider on a team, which most of these teams, except KTM, KTM is the only one, where you're on a deal with a company to wear their gear, that you get to wear different gear than everybody on your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got your own line of gear that says danger on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just...
You're going to have slings and arrows at you.
Yeah, and you're not looking big picture. I don't know if it's because of how he grew up.
Yeah.
You're already rich. I mean, you don't even have to do this.
Yeah.
You'd be set, but...
I think Huck's looking at that. I think Huck looks at that and it's like, yeah, man, I can just walk around and hang out.
Like, are you not... Look at it from somebody else's shoes. Like, just appreciate what you actually have instead of being a snobby little shit.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. But we have Washougal this weekend. The Pacific Northwest loves this race. I hope the weather is nice. I haven't even checked the weather.
Probably gonna rain.
It is a cool track. It is a really cool layout.
Mm-hmm.
Fast track,
Mm-hmm.
very fast track. But we'll see. Anything else?
No, we're racing again this weekend, so
Want to give a shout out to all the kids and riders and coaches up at Pax Track.
yeah, I'm still so bummed out we can't be there. It's
Yeah, that would have been fun to go up there, but yeah, with the injury, it happens.
yeah, we actually plan on doing an episode up there and introduce everybody to the coaches, and they do this every year, so I wanted everybody to get an opportunity to see the inside of the Pax Tracks camp. It's an awesome camp. We know the majority of the coaches, and actually quite a bit of them have been on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it sucks we can't be there, but you still have a chance to go up there. There, you can do day passes. Obviously, today's the second day. There's only one more day, but you can $200. You can go up and get a swag bag and lunches, breakfast and lunch provided, training workouts, slip and slide, water slides at the ends, and ride for the whole day. Get that training. So tomorrow's the last day for that. But
Awesome.
But yeah.
Well, this has been episode 61 of the Beyond the Curve DMX podcast. We're still outdoors because remodeling took a little break.
Yeah, there's a red flag in remodeling at the moment. So
it's coming along. I noticed more today when I was out there. It's coming along.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah,
it kind of hurts, but we'll get it.
You got to become ambidextrous.
Yeah, I need to just finish my office and we'll have our little studio in there.
But he is Derek Schaefer. Whether or not he's fully mobile or not, he's still Derek Schaefer with DBS Handyman and Custom Fabrication and the owner of 827MX. I am still Trey Heath with Michelle and Trey Real Estate, and we are at the Schaefer Estate. We'll see y'all next week after Washougal. Bye-bye.